Hello folks and welcome to Monday's edition of Magoo Sports News. We're going to have a look at the weekend's action, but firstly, yes it is me, I am Magoo. The beard is gone and I have a new set of glasses, but makes me look about 10 years younger, but never mind. So moving on, let's have a look at the weekend's action. There was some fantastic sport, there was some strange results, so let's move on. So yes, the football. Firstly, let's look at the international qualifiers for Euro 2012. Well, England had a stuttering game against Switzerland, and to be honest with you, Switzerland realistically should have won this game. They went 2-0 up with two unbelievable mistakes from England's defence. The first goal, obviously, I honestly thought Joe Hart should have got to that. I know he's expecting someone to get ahead on it, but it really didn't look like anyone was going to get ahead on it. The only person that looked likely to get ahead on it was Rio Ferdinand, and I don't think he's going to be heading it towards his own goal. So Joe Hart should have moved over further to the left. The second goal, I don't know. Not Joe Hart's fault in this case. I think it was what was James Milner doing. He had a two-man wall. James Milner just moved right out of the way, so the guy just clips the ball inside and scores the goal in his near post. I mean, unbelievable. But then, all credit to England, they came back, got a couple of goals. The penalty, good on Jack Wilshere. I think Jack Wilshere was the best player for England. He was the only one looking like he had any energy to play, which is the most ironic thing because they're on about resting him for the under-21 championships because they think he'll get injured because he's had too many games. The guy's 19, he should be playing a game of football every day. I don't know, youngsters today. Anyway, Capello says it was fatigue that was the problem. I don't know. Again, this whole debate on how many games of football a professional football player can play. True, we don't know what it's like to play in a professional game week in, week out. They do exert a lot of energy, I suppose, but in my opinion, I think they could at least play more games. Why didn't he pick Crouch? Very interesting point. I honestly think that Capello sees that Crouch is a bit too sort of cumbersome. He wants a more different style of football to what Crouch can give England. So, interesting one. Crouch has said he'll never play for England again while Capello is the manager. That kind of limits his options because realistically they didn't have many strikers on the bench. So anyway, let's move on to the next game of football, which was Republic of Ireland were away at Macedonia, and a fantastic result for these guys. 2-0 away, Robbie Keane gets both the goals. This means basically Ireland are still top of the group. Well, top on points, but goal difference they're third. They're still in with a chance of qualifying for the next European Championships. So, Robbie Keane with both the goals, like I said, puts him 12th in the all-time list of international goal scorers. He's on 51 goals now, so go on, Robbie. So yes, the tennis, and it was the final of the French Open, the second major of the year, and I'll have to mention Andy Murray got beaten by Rafa Nadal, but to be fair, there isn't many people that can beat Rafa Nadal. I know Robin Soderling did it a couple of years ago in the French Open, but that was a one-off. That's, I think, something ridiculous like 34 wins and 1 loss in the French Open for Nadal. He has now matched Bjorn Borg's record of 6 French Opens, and the guy's just turned 25, so he's going to win more, absolutely guarantee it. He beat Roger Federer in the final. It was looking very good for Federer at the start. He came out and basically went 5-2 up, but then Nadal just hit back as he always does. Never count this guy out, so well done to Rafa Nadal. So yes, the cricket, and basically England went and put a huge score on the board for the first day and the first half of the second day. They got 491 all out. Wasn't looking good early on with Strauss getting out early, Peterson gone early, and even Alistair Cook got out early, but the middle order of England seemed to do well. 491, like I said. Sri Lanka, though, as a response, they put on 372 for 3. Now, this accumulated the first 3 days of the test, but then rain came again on the third day. This has put a delay to things. We've got 2 more days left, today and tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be a draw, but then again, I said that last time, and look what happened. Now into the Rugby League, and there was not many upsets here. There was one big game that I mentioned on Friday. That was a bit of an upset, I suppose, and it was basically that the Catalan Dragons beat Wigan 20-12. Catalan Dragons aren't that far down the table. They are still up there vying for that top 4 place. But the other results were Huddersfield beat Castleford 40-18. Castleford just can't seem to beat any of the top teams. The top 3 or 4 teams don't have a problem against them. The Crusaders got whipped by Warrington, but everyone was expecting that. That's 7 times this season now Warrington has scored more than 50 points. Is anyone going to be able to stop them? I don't think so. But then again, when the pressure of the semi-finals comes in the Super League final, you never know. It might be somebody else, but at the moment it's looking like Warrington. The other result that worth mentioning is that St Helens beat Leeds. Again, a 42-16 defeat to Leeds. Leeds are kind of there or thereabouts. They need to start winning against the top teams, just like Castleford, if they're going to have any chance of finishing in that top 4. Table's there, so as you can see, top team's still up there. Finally, the golf, and a couple of tournaments. One was the European Tour, the Welsh Open at Celtic Manor. Not too much of an interesting tournament. Alexander Noren won it, but he was 3 shots clear going into the final day, so he would have had to done something pretty stupid to throw it away. Although we've seen that before. So the other one was in the USPGA. That was the Memorial Championship in Dublin, Ohio, and Rory McIlroy was looking good at the start. Kinda Friday, Saturday didn't do too much, and had a not a bad round yesterday to finish 5th. But Steve Stricker came away with the spoils. He finished 1 shot ahead. He actually had a 3-shot lead, so again, not too much excitement there. But a couple of weeks' time, we've obviously got the US Open, so keep an eye out for that one. So, looking ahead at this week's sporting action, and unfortunately folks, there's not a hell of a lot. In the football, there's just a few friendlies. Italy versus Ireland would be about the only one I would watch if I've got nothing better to do. The second test does conclude. That would be worth watching. That's on today and tomorrow. In the tennis, Queen's Club starts. It's the lawn tennis, and basically that is the build-up to Wimbledon. Can't wait for that one. Watch out for Andy Murray. Don't know if he's going to play yet. He had that ankle injury last week, but hopefully he'll play and give us a good tournament. Novak Djokovic is out of it, so one of the top seeds isn't going to play. Nadal is in there, worth a watch. I just want to mention that the Copa America is on this summer. It's not for a little bit. 1st of July it starts, but I thought I'd throw it in there. Just get yourself prepared for it. Games are on at great times of the night as well. They're on at like 7 o'clock in the evening and then at 11 o'clock at night as well. So the tournament is in Argentina, so the teams will be taking it seriously. Hopefully we'll see a decent tournament from Lionel Messi, because to be honest, he needs to do something internationally for us to really believe he's the world's best player. And realistically, that's about it for the sport this week. Now folks, on to my favourite section of the summer, the transfer gossip. What's been happening over the weekend? Well, not a hell of a lot, because there was still the international qualifiers on, so with the football, people were kind of still playing games. We did have a couple of signatures. Brad Friedel has moved from Aston Villa to Tottenham. What an amazingly great move this is for Tottenham and Harry Redknapp. He must have lost so many points, and one might say he might have done better against Real Madrid without Aurelio Gomez's mistakes, but with Brad Friedel, you're guaranteed solid games and solid defence from him, so great move there. Nicholas Bentner's come out and said something that all Arsenal fans want to hear. He's leaving, and he's like being arrogant about it by saying, oh, I don't want to play for Arsenal because I'm not getting enough first team chances. Well, the reason, Nicholas, you ain't getting any first team chances is because you're not good at football. Maybe if you played for Accrington Stanley, you'd get in the first team. No disrespect. Anyway, Carlos Tevez, another big bit of controversial news coming out. He's down in Argentina at the moment, obviously like with the Copa de America starting, and he was in a chat show on radio and they asked him about Manchester, and basically he said that he would never go back to Manchester, not even for a holiday. His agent's trying to calm the storms by saying, oh, you know, if his family moves there, he'll be fine. But he hates Manchester and he doesn't ever want to go back. So we'll see what happens. I think he'll get bought by someone for 25 million. Maybe Real Madrid, they could do with somebody like him. He won't move in the Premiership. I think he wants to get somewhere that's got a bit of nice weather. Also, Ashley Young has been a talking point over the last few days. He has basically said that he's going to talk to the chairman. He wants to play in the Champions League. He wants to play on the big stage. He is good enough, I suppose. I mean, I remember when he was at Watford, he was a great player. Watford were in the Premiership. They went down. Obviously, he left and went to Aston Villa. He's built his career up a little bit through them, and now I think he does deserve a chance at a big club. Right age as well. He's only 25, so he's got the prime years to come. And last but not least, the Chelsea manager's job. Who is going to be the manager? They need to get it sorted soon, because with all the transfer activity going on, they need to get a manager in there so that they know it's the manager buying the players and not Roman Abramovich. I honestly think it's going to be Gus Hiddink. There's sort of smoke coming out of that camp saying it is going to be Gus Hiddink. Mark Hughes has been mentioned, but I don't think he will get the job. So none of you got the pop quiz right. This guy, boom, it was Gustavo Kuerten. You remember him. He looked a little bit like Yannick Noah, but no, it was Gustavo Kuerten, French Open champion 3 times, and he was a bit of a clay court specialist, was world number 1 as well. So I'll get another pop quiz hopefully from Friday. So folks, that's it all wrapped up for this weekend. Fantastic weekend of sport. There's not so much on this week, so might have to do something else like get out and about. I don't think so. Might not be able to do a show on Friday. I'm moving house this week. If I don't manage to get a show, keep an eye out. It will be next Monday that I'll get a show going, but hopefully get something out on Friday. Enjoy your week, guys, and watch out for the tennis and watch out for the cricket. Thanks for watching. This has been Magoo's Sports News.